Well, first off, obviously there are many, many different disorders that can result in psychotic symptoms. And most of the antipsychotics were, actually I can't think of an exception, were FDA approved to treat schizophrenia, psychotic symptoms in schizophrenia, but there are many other disorders with psychotic features. And I think it's helpful to look at schizophrenia from these four perspectives. And positive symptoms, and this is in your book, so you probably read this, but negative symptoms, disorganization, and characterological adaptations, which, if the world is overwhelming, and a part of what's going on with schizophrenia is an inability to tune out and screen out incoming stimuli. Like, for instance, habituation. If you have a person who does not have schizophrenia and you hear a noise like this, if you sit with it for a while, after a while you just start tuning it out, okay? But schizophrenic people can't tune stuff out. There's one exception, and that is if you smoke cigarettes or take other forms of nicotine, it actually helps to facilitate habituation to incoming neutral stimuli. And this may be one reason about 90% of people with schizophrenia smoke. They have, not intentionally, but they just by happen chance figured out that they feel less overwhelmed when they're smoking or chewing tobacco or what have you. But if the world is just overwhelming, one adaptation, of course, is to develop a schizoid lifestyle, and the greatest amount of stimulation occurs in the context of human relationships. So that's the characterological adaptations. Now, there was a lot of hopeful speculation and probably clever marketing that came along with the new generation antipsychotics, hoping that they would address negative symptoms. And I want to tell you the bottom line right now is that they don't. The only drug that really addresses negative symptoms is clozaril. Now, here's something, however, and that is that the new generation antipsychotics have very few extrapyramidal symptoms, okay? And so people who would kind of withdraw from things because of some of the extrapyramidal side effects, the Parkinsonian symptoms and that kind of stuff. If they weren't burdened by those side effects, they may actually be a little bit more outgoing. And so the early hope that this would address negative symptoms was probably the fact that you just didn't have these extrapyramidal side effects. Okay, so really the only one that addresses that is clozaril. But all the other antipsychotics address positive symptoms and disorganization symptoms.